Piano in the bill.
Jingle bell.
The Tape Never Lies Network, home of the greatest Chicago Bears fans on earth.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
The Tape Never Lies Network.
The Tape Never Lies. Tape Never Lies.
Starts now.
The tape never lies.
32 is the identity.
We were kind of stuck in neutral, and I thought it was a good idea to hand the play calling over to Bill Lazor.
Loses the football, strip sack, and a take.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft dots in the smartest man alive. Yo. Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears games with your boys draft talk and the smartest man alive. Ran up with the true analysis you expect. Raw passion for the show. Bear fans get nothing less. Locked in with real emotion and passion for every play. Coach Phil gonna bring that range, but in with facts by shade. Post game show like nothing else you're gonna hear. Some can try to copy, but a bucket's not sincere. Delivering the truth on what just happened, to be clear. That's why we're on TV, so you can see it, not just hear. Hey yo, with draft Dr. Phil, you know it's always hit sticks. Splitting double T's like 96 Hakeem hits. You can tell the shit matters. A bit love can be felt. Critical of Nagy cause the talent he's been dealt. As our life keeps growing, Shane's all knowing. Delivering the truth on how the QB's throwing. Dimes on time, just lacking fundamental. Whatever the case, we get hot like Cecil. Fiery discussion about what happened in the game. This ain't your daddy's postgame, so expect the fucking flame. Not for the average fan, a loss they can't survive.
But don't you worry.
Bears Our Live.
Bears our life. Bears our life. We go on live right after Bears
I don't think we're that much worse.
The myth, the red legend, draft Dr. Phil Otoshun.
Because teams realize, hey, we gotta stop Matt.
When you put that much into it, you don't let that. And the guy next to you said, "You son of a bitch, you better block." That's what happens. That's when you have a real good team.
And let's get it on.
This is Bears Hour Live.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Hey, BHL, we're back. Bears lose 17-9. More of the same, Bears fans. We saw them have a little bit of life tonight, get down to the red zone, and the circus comes to town over and over. We had a little pre-show banter with Coach, and I think Coach Senior is just as fired up as Junior is. So you guys aren't here to listen to me spew the bullshit that we just saw. So I'm going to turn it over to DDP so you guys can listen to his rant and get fired up just like we are.
It is another showcase, disgrace, really, on the national stage, from officiating to being prepared to fundamentals to showing what Justin Fields can do when you allow him to do what he should be doing, as well as the personnel. I've been saying Jasper Horsted and Justin Fields have like a connect. Yeah, I think you've heard that from this network before. And it just continues to boggle the mind. Like you put Demir Bird out there, fourth down drops, penalties, terrible officiating, terrible coaching, terrible showcase of pride by the offensive line, but one, Tevin Jenkins. Your quarterback gets hit like that, not once, not twice, 3 times. And the one play where he gets his head taken off, look at Mustafa just standing there. I don't want to get a penalty. This is a disgrace of the proportions that I've never, ever witnessed. I'm so tired of being right about this shit. It just boggles the mind. Just everybody write what I'm about to say so you can print it tomorrow. It's a fucking disgrace. Running the ball
when you're first and goal after you've thrown the ball down the field. Even I wouldn't do that shit. Third and 1, you're getting in the fucking shotgun again. You got 2 downs to get 1 yard, and you're in the fucking shotgun. Next play, you're going outside on a fucking a bootleg. Let's bootleg him to the short side on 4th down. Every situation, every time you're in the red zone, you're trying to do gimmicks. Gimmicks ain't shit but hoes and tricks. That's what it is. That's what it is. Get this guy fired tomorrow and move on from this just complete embarrassment. Fights on the field, personal fouls. And it all comes in with a defense that came to play. So you have an opportunity to win. Now you could say they could have kicked all these field goals. They win the game there on that last. You can do anything you want, but you can't fucking score touchdowns with Cole Kmet, Mr. fucking Peter the Rabbit jumping in the air. Nobody fucking scheming. Never a drag or a shallow cross pick route. Nothing prepared. It's all guesswork. Then on this final drive, you fucking drop the ball again with not having David Montgomery out there. David gets a big call. Brian Greasy calls out the coach. There's so much to digest of stupidity in here. And I don't have notes because it would have been longer than the fucking Santa Claus list with how many notes of stupidity. Your head coach finally shows some fire. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. That's what I wanted to see from you from day one. You have to be maniacal. You have to be in the official's ear. You're getting screwed over. Deion Bush starting to play like an NFL football player, gets that penalty. That's 7 points in the game. It's 10-3 going down. The officials affected. We talked about this. Tevin Jenkins. Did you see fucking improvement? You little fucking blog boy trolls. Do you see why he's a fucking left tackle? Why I put my name to that shit? That's the fucking guy. Those are the building blocks. Montgomery, Jenkins, Daniels, Justin Fields, Jasper Horsted, Darnell Mooney. There's plenty of fucking talent on this football team. There's just a guy running a coal engine train trying to fucking find where he puts gas in it. That's how lost this fucking guy is. He has no clue. None. None whatsoever. None. Those same little Chicago Bear trolls hating on Robert Quinn. He's almost got a fucking Bears record. Hating on him last. Where are you? The blog? Where are you? PFF? Where'd you go? You changing the narrative? We don't. You see Kendall Vildor out there? You see Thomas Graham playing hard, tackling? How about this? I've never, and I got to find this rule out in my lifetime, seen a play go left, come back to the other side, the safety on 3rd and 20-something, the safety's running up the alley and dives to make a tackle and a stop as the tackle is going, and the official throws a flag for chop block on the defense. Where clearly the intent was to get past the blocker. And I thought the rule was only to play side. We need to find that out because it's a travesty. Huddle up, NFL. Your officials are old. They're fat. They're confused. They don't know what they're doing. Then the whole Matt Nagy throwing the fuck. What are you waiting for, Matt? Throw it in the fucking official's face. Have some pride. You're getting fucked. Don't wait. Nope, they got it right. How did they get it right? They called it a first down. They did this shit last week with the Packers game. Your head coach doesn't say, I need a spot. I need a measurement. This is football. You're in charge, Matt. Both Ryan and Matt are great leaders. Envy of the NFL. Laughingstock of the NFL. And what you're doing to Justin Fields out there, you're giving every fucking person that doesn't know dick about football, but love fantasy. They're stars on fantasy football. They're giving them, this kid's not better than Trubisky. He sucks. Yeah, all of you. Go take a fucking timeout in the corner. Go sit over there with the soccer moms talking shit about the fucking recent divorcee. Go sit with those bitches, because that's what you look like. You don't know anything about football if you're tacking this on Justin Fields. Are you fucking kidding me? This coach is crippling him. It's like someone coming out of the hospital that needs crutches and you give him a fucking cane. Got 2 broken legs. Here's a cane. That's what Nagy is. You think all of a sudden Bears, where was this? Where was it? The coach doesn't understand. Seams. Attack the fucking safeties. Get them out of the fucking box. Oh, you got 6'7" and 6'6" and Jasper Horsted and piece of shit JP Holtz who couldn't block the fucking sun with an umbrella. You got all these guys, right? Start using it. And any coach worth their grain of salt that puts Demir Bird back on a fucking punt after he does that shit should be fired anyway. Anyway, how do you do that? Here's the keys to my Porsche. Kid crashes it. Here's the keys to my Lamborghini. Now, let's see if you can do it the next. Who does this shit? The Bears. George McCaskey. Have no fucking balls, George. You have no fucking balls, George. Take advantage of the rules, George, and fire the motherfucking coach. Show the fucking Bears nation that you understand. We're doing it anyway. We're doing it anyway. Let's keep our 101-year tradition alive that sucks. That's the truth. That's the that's called let's be proactive. Let's not be reactive. Let's be proactive. Let's get out there. Find the right fucking guy that actually says, oh, this is an odd front. If they move and shift, we're going to call check. And we are going to block the fronts. Because this guy averaging 9 yards a carry on first down shouldn't fucking go off the field after he gets 9. It happens all the time. All of these simple fucking situations. It's 3rd and 1. Let's go in the shotgun. Who the fuck does that? Who does that? Let's watch Deion Sanders. He does that. 4th and 1. We're going in the fucking 3rd and 1 shotgun. Get out of here. Get under fucking center and sneak it. Be maniacal. Get the fucking first down. You have an opportunity to win. Think I give a fuck about the record or Matt Nagy winning? I don't cheer against the Bears. It's not in me. I'm looking at it. I'm tired of it. You should be too. Ted Phillips. Thank God for Brian Greasy calling them out. Thank God, because Louis Riddick, shut the fuck up. Don't even mention his fucking name. He wouldn't be a fucking GM or nobody in my organization. Sitting there kowtowing to the fuck. Look at Sam Mustipher, the middle of that line. What? Are you watching fucking tape? Are you watching it? Demir Bird's been really good. I mean, you saw him last. Shut up. Shut up. Praising your boy Matt Nagy. He's a really nice guy. Nice guys finished last. Stats are for losers. Don't give a fuck what you do at the end of the game. Jasper Horsted should have been in here 3, 4, 5 weeks ago. The guy makes fucking plays. Because he's not scared of the ball, Shane. Here it comes, Cole. Get your fucking hands out there and make a fucking play. It's an indictment of epic proportions on this staff to see how they use personnel, to see how they use players. You're fucking throwing Demir Bird out there. It's as bad as George McCaskey keeping this head coach. And Shane, this guy should be fired tomorrow morning, and you're moving on with a temporary fucking coach. If it's Mike Patton or Deshae Townsend, don't make it that fucking special teams coach. Do something. Just don't ever stay the course with Matt Nagy now. It's over with. It's too late to show me pride. That is my rant, Shane.
You speak no lies there, man. I get it. It's just hard to stomach, Phil, when we are invested so much just in this team, in the way and to see it the same. I mean, what would we do with our kids if they continued to make the same mistakes over and over and over again? If you don't address it, you're a shitty parent.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But here, you brought this up, Phil, during your rant, and I found this, and of course, you have to take it with a grain of salt. This is from NFL officiating. By rule, a player cannot block an opposing player low in an attempt to go through that opposing player to make a tackle on a runner. This rule has been expanded this year to an area outside of the tight end box. So I guess by rule, that is the law of the land. As much as I disagree with that rule,
well, how are you going to play football?
You can't.
I get it on the front side. If you're running fucking sweep or toss or whatever, outside zone, and the DB is coming and just barreling at someone's kneecap. I get that. This fucking guy cut to the left, comes all the way back the outside. The safety's running the alley. And he avoided that fucking guy. It's unbelievable. I totally disagree with this rule, especially on the ball. If you're cutting back,
Frank, hard stop on that nonsense, man. Come on,
Frank. Jesus Christ. It's like trying to have a talent with
anybody
absurd.
like I wasn't happy with in the first half. I mentioned it at the Patron halftime show. I thought Justin didn't play well at all.
Right.
But overall, in the grand scheme of things, if you're thinking that the Bears are being held back because of the quarterback with the circus that is surrounding this all around, then you're football dumb. I don't know how else to say it.
I said it for you. Anybody taking this out on Fields should be unfollowed immediately. Like, even if you think that, I'll show you 100. And let me just say this: when he's coming down,
Frank's showing his brilliance. So have fun, Frank.
See, when the touchdown to Mooney, he gets his shin down. If he held that ball, that's a touchdown. Same here. How many times do we have to ask for Jasper Horsted to be a part of this football game plan? Or the guy makes plays for you. It's like Hakeem Grant being out there finally. Jakeem Grant. And it took him forever to figure this out. It's absurd how they just play politics and put Jimmy Graham. Jimmy Graham dropped that fucking ball.
Yep. I agree. Totally agree.
100%. Let's bring my dad in here. There he is.
Yeah. How you doing, guys?
Fired up.
Let me put my light on here because I didn't realize it.
But Phil, real quick, while your dad's turning the light on, talk about Jenkins just a little bit more. I mean, Fetty going up and getting after Jenkins.
That isn't this whole fucking offensive line.
Exactly.
A bunch of pussies.
Didn't give two shits about the penalty. I wanted to see that, but real quick, Here is Coach Nagy. Oh, hold on.
Gotta turn them up.
Proud of our defense. I thought, man, to have your entire secondary out the way they played, it was relentless. 12 possessions.
They should have been out the whole year.
That's just an indictment on them personnel-wise.
You felt the passion, you felt the fight, and I don't know how you as a head coach can't just absolutely love that. And you know what I mean? Those guys to go out there and do that was impressive. And so I appreciate that. The way
he apologizes for the penalty,
under the circumstances,
he'll never be a head coach. For getting that flag.
Moving the football, but just not being good in the red zone for different reasons. And that's, whether
it's because of you. Run a toss with the receiver in the red zone.
Again,
run the ball after you've thrown the ball all the way down the field.
You have to score in the red zone. Field goals do you no good. Missed field goals
It's 3rd and 4, and you're throwing in the fucking end zone, setting yourself up. Get the fucking first down.
5 personal fouls, 1 including myself. So that it was an emotional game. And I think that it sucks losing. But I'm, talking to the guys and just knowing for me to understand where they're at and to see their fight, I appreciate that. So I think with that, I'll go ahead and open up the questions.
What was your conversation with Terrence Miles about, and what was it about that situation that pushed you over the edge to get the flag?
Yeah, I saw what happened. And, our guys are fighting their asses off to get off the field. And I saw what happened. So I explained my opinion on it. And, I don't regret it.
You have a chance, Matt. That was key.
Trying to get done there, and what was the confusion from your understanding of what went?
He has a chance, Jane.
When I challenged it, when I tried to challenge it.
The 4th and 1, it looked like it was maybe going to be a bootleg for
Fetty fucking pussying out in front of the Jay.
No, that's a play design we've had
2 times. He did it with Justin also. Justin was complaining about a late hit, and Fetty waved him off like, just let it go, let it go.
We own you, Fetty. Get the fuck off my team. Jenkins is who you build on. Fucking Jenkins 20 times the player speed bump Charlie
those personal fouls are going on. You can feel the emotion, and the guys are fighting.
Fucking lost that game 50-0 with him out there.
They're going to fight, and there's you got to be smart. And I think after that one, I went around and talked to all the guys and just said, okay, it's time to reel back in, right? All of us, myself included.
Albatross number 1 to anybody who has a fucking backbone.
I love their energy.
He's not sick or crying, guys. Those guys in the chat, he was screaming his ass off.
And you explain to them,
this is what you should sound like after you coach the game.
And every
Trust me,
he got beat with a rubber hose.
My father sounded like, what I sound like after a fucking game.
Tough situations,
you're fucking exhausted.
Yards, and again, myself included, with what I did. So we had to reel it back in.
Anybody hating on Kevin this week, you fucks. And let's throw a kid out there. Play that receiver.
Brad Biggs was pointing out all of his penalties. It seems Ryan Cox pointed it out early on. It seems like that's a thing to do with the Chicago media now, and it's true. Ryan Cox made a great point.
Our guys don't do that, and that's why you get emotional. That's why you care, is because they put a lot of time and energy to come out here and play.
Did Fat Brad call out Leno's penalties when he led the league? No. Finally, an offensive lineman stands up for his fucking.
Can it be unhelpful in certain ways?
Stands up for his fucking quarterback. Did you see what happened when Kendricks fucking took his head off? Sam Mustapher stood there. Stood there.
And there comes a point too when you're,
again,
when you're
even
Kendricks walking off the field, smiled and laughed the entire time.
Our players are grown men
because he knew he could get away with it. Yeah, he got launched from the game, but the Bears weren't going to do anything about it.
Get a penalty, and they're playing hard.
Fucking
sometimes the lack of protection that Justin has received on some of those hits throughout the season. Do you understand why one of your players would want to go have it back right away? And then, do you have any problem with maybe some of the other players
fucking answer, Jesus,
for doing that?
Well, they're trying to. There's a balance. There's emotion, so you got to understand. Okay, yeah, you want to protect your quarterback, right? But how do you protect him? That's what I talked to Kevin about when he came to the sideline. And then there's the other guys back there just saying, okay, now it's okay. It's the part with the team, the penalty, and how that goes. So we all have to make sure that we're understanding what can happen, the consequences to getting a penalty.
First time this guy has had to be
and so that's
in the
that's
game
something that all these
maniacally.
guys, again, it's raw emotion. When you're down there, you got to be smart. I understand that.
You couldn't figure
they're
out
fighting. And so
how
I thought some of that
to
said,
score a touchdown.
for our defense to be able to still give us a chance and stop them on offense and give us positions to get down there and get touchdowns. We just didn't
all
do
the
it
red
on
zone
offense.
plays. That's it. Sweet. That's
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
that's all I want to see. Barely see Mo. I know he's
a lot
sleeping.
of credit to Sean Desai, that defensive coaching staff, and the players.
Oh, is
Those
he?
young kids that came out there.
That's all we need, Barely.
This game, you could
Red
feel it
zone.
from the beginning. They weren't
Let's see
overwhelmed
what your game
by
plan
anything. And just like you said, Brad, Dalvin Cook and Justin Jefferson are two of the
You
better
think
players at
the
their
game's
position in this
different,
league
Shane,
right
if
now. And
Demir
Kirk Cousins,
Bird
I have a
makes
ton of
that fucking
respect for him.
catch?
I think he's a hell of a quarterback.
How do you drop that?
And so for our defense to come out and get the amount of 3 and outs that we got, man, that's impressive. And that's what probably is what's frustrating, is that
you've had the wrong personnel out there all year.
In the secondary, and you figure, okay, yeah, we'll see what happens with them trying to throw the ball on you and do different things. And then we can go and score points on offense. But if you were to ask and be in the game if that's going to happen and you're going to have a great chance to win, I would say yeah. But when you don't score in the red zone, and we had turnovers and penalties, that hurts you. That hurts you to win. And so that's the part of complementary football. When you're a good football team, you play complementary football. You don't get penalties. You don't turn the ball over. You get turnovers, right? Situationally, you're good. And then you score in the red zone.
In the last 24, 48 hours, did you have an expectation that you might have?
I don't agree with that, Sonny. I think there's talent on this team.
Be available tonight?
I think there's plenty of talent on this.
No, not
team.
necessarily.
I'm saying that you're going to be a Super Bowl
the different
contender,
rules that
but
they have and the different
to be
numbers
better
they
than what
have,
you
and
saw
can
tonight.
test in and get back. And
What
all.
happened
There's a
to
lot
Larry
going on there.
Barnes?
So I just kind of
COVID.
sat back
with
and
COVID.
listened to Andre and Ryan informing me on that.
I'll tell you one thing. You were right about that left tackle.
Yeah.
Say it again, Dad. Is he a fucking football player or what?
He is a tremendous
did a good
football
job
player.
of trying to make
That
contact.
kid's a
and get
great
the ball.
player.
Justin, he understands ball
Jenkins.
security. He's smart with that, and he's
Showing
gonna continue to learn.
everybody.
He is a weapon at times.
Was that Oklahoma
with
State?
being able to use
Yes.
him in
Is that
the zone run game? Which
Is that where he
play
played?
was.
That was
He
the
was
best
in the end,
pass
he pulled
rush
it.
team next
And
to us.
Those guys are going to come for
in
football,
sacks.
and so we
He
just got to be
fucking
smart.
handled
He's the
that.
first guy that knows it. He knew it when
I'm
he's
just
coming off the
telling you.
sideline. And
You
so
allow
again,
imagine some
there's
fucking
gonna be highs and
asshole
lows
writing
throughout it,
him
but that's
off
a part of that. And you just have to
on his
balance how much
first
you do that.
game, Shane.
Instances as well where he held the football.
This is the fuck. This is why this network stands where it is, with you fans that are
Probably
speaking
the same
with
thing
us.
as I'd say to any rookie quarterback
Because
that's probably one
This
that he's
guy
going to look
could
at.
just
Say,
talk through
I should have
stats.
just at worst case throw the ball away.
You know what the
You
worst
know,
thing
you,
is?
You
I hope
can't go
you
into a game like
people
this
can
with
hear
this
me.
defense they have on third
Oh, but
down,
this
and you
shithead.
cannot be in 3rd and 7 plus. And we were in.
But
3rd
if
and
you don't
7
fire him,
more
half of the
than,
guys on this
3rd and
team
7
are
plus
saying,
a
"I'm
lot.
getting the hell out of
And
here."
it's hard. So
You know what I mean?
when
They
if that's
fire
the
him
case,
now, and they realize they're going to
you
bring
gotta
in
be better
somebody
than we
like
do, and
Daniels at-
stay away from that.
the
And
New
then
England
when you
Patriots
get
or
down there in
somebody
the
like
red zone,
that.
you got to score.
You got to
Man,
you got
this
to
is
coach.
a repeat conversation we're having about the defense playing
I
well.
hate to lose him, but
the last 3 years.
Well, he's
So
one of the
to,
guys
you
on
know,
my
to
list.
coach and have
Josh
that asset
McDaniels.
of the great defense here. What self-evaluation for having the
Yeah, no, I mean it's when you get to a point of where you're at
I
right
can't
now,
wait
you
to
want to be able
see
to, you want to be
what
able to,
kind
to score more points. And
It's so funny. They
again,
go
it's,
into man Kendall, Vildor, locking
they're
people down.
doing that right now, and like you said,
Graham
the
off the
last
practice
years, it's
squad,
been,
breaking it down. I mean,
different reasons that we
so sad.
grow and get better. And
Secondary
and try to
today
grow and
was
get better. And
terrific.
it starts with
Right? They're playing the game of football because they don't have a cancer named Eddie Jackson out there. They don't have the bullshit miscommunication. How could you be this communicated?
I did, yeah.
With all these young kids, Shane.
He should be excommunicated.
Get rid of Eddie Jackson.
Number one, Justin always stays positive. As hard as it can be sometimes to want to stay positive in these moments, I think he is learning through these times that him personally, the plays where he can get better, but the plays he does well.
We've shown you the amount of
this is
talent
going
on
to be
this
something
football
for him,
team.
not just right now. Like it feels, he's out.
I don't know how Sonny
Parrott.
Parrott
is going to be something that's going to continue with him next year.
I'm sorry, Sonny. You need to take that to the fucking another network.
Fourth year, that's when you're going
to.
This
really coach is in the way.
It's going to be like, okay,
this coach is in the way.
But it takes a little bit of time. So
it's just word salad.
He knows
you
that.
And
every
praise this coach
sport
for 5 years,
wants
4
it
years.
to happen overnight, and it takes time.
Complete.
So Justin's built the right way, and
ridiculous.
He's going to be really, really good.
Thank you.
Good.
Dad, you ever get fired? Did you ever get thrown out of a game, Dad? Did you ever get thrown out of a game?
No.
But I know you've gotten a few penalties in your day.
Well, everybody does. I mean,
that's Nagy's first one. So,
are you kidding me? I got a lot of penalties over the years.
But you have to be maniacal. I just think, listen, smash that like button, share the show, let other people know. Let's just say that right now. I mean, how many other people are breaking down the 4-10 Chicago Bears? Are they going to come out of there and say they get out of a 4-game winning streak, do the club dub or 5-game winning streak or whatever, losing streak?
Yes, Nas.
Absolutely.
He's a
must.
He's number one.
Priority,
priority sign. Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
James Daniels is the priority. Everybody else buy Whitehair, buy Mustafa, buy Affetti, Jenkins, Borum, Daniels. Those 3. Then let's start working more now. I'm done with Whitehair.
Right. Just don't listen to like what you saw them talk. You saw Louis Riddick talking about it tonight. They got that interior settled, so he's praising Mustafa. He's like, you got to get these fucking tackles figured out. Oh, we got the tackles figured out. We got the 2 fucking guys, Louis.
They're running outside zone, and David runs through the arms of the nose, who beats Mustafa's ass on the play. And he's sitting there praying. And I texted Shane right away. Fuck Louis Riddick. I would never hire. That was it. That was his job interview for me. Don't spew bullshit. Brian Greasy raised the bar. He is the best on anywhere because he's just keeping it 100 every time. You don't have to agree with him every time, but he's the best of them all because he's called out. It's not Ryan Pace. It's George McCann. He said it on the fucking air. Everything needs to be done. He's saying what we've been saying. He watches this show.
Bob, real quick. Roquan's not a free agent.
Roquan has a
5th-year option.
So already selected.
James Daniels is a free agent. So you have Roquan signed next year no matter what. They're they'll work it out. The salary cap is going up, and it's just
we can go through cut.
Oh, yeah.
Allen Robinson, goodbye.
Oh, he's out of contract. You're not bringing him back.
Jimmy Graham, goodbye.
Gone.
Go on. Bird, goodbye.
They're not bringing Akeem Hicks back.
Got rid of him.
That's why. As much as people don't want to hear it, they're not bringing Akeem Hicks back.
They can't because he's a part-time player.
Yeah. He's just not tonight. I do too.
He came in with he
can't play, 60% of the plays defensively. And that's what I figured. I know he's a great player. I mean, you saw him tonight.
Coach, say it's
the only thing I would do with him if he gotten too old, I'd make him an offensive tackle. That's what I would do with him. Either that or make him a center right now. That would be the best.
Oh my God, him at center would be phenomenal. I'm
and
serious.
People say you can't, and people say you can't do that. That's bullshit. You can do it. You got 6 months to
center. I swear to God, that wouldn't be. He's so athletic. I'm on the other end of this though. Hardball comes in here. You re-sign Akeem Hicks, and you get him to a friendly deal. The cap is going up, so he's a free agent. You get him to a friendly deal. He understands it too, but you reward that kind of guy. I mean, he's not loafing. He's a team. That's what you want in this town. You don't want Eddie Jackson. This GM re-signed fucking Eddie Jackson, Tariq Cohen, Josh Bellamy at the time. Think of all the lack of character players.
Everybody at the time was going to re-sign Eddie Jackson.
Not me. I wanted Amos, as you know, on the record. Give me a fucking tackling safety.
Who plays at 12 yards and not 30?
Everybody agrees, Midwest Monster. Number one, don't come into the chat, not Midwest Monster. He's 100%. I want to see Dieter Eisland. 100%. They should be giving him reps so you can say, can I assess this other center? Because they're watching the same film we are. And Mustafa is up and down. And most of it is down. The other thing is, this network is the first to ever say Olin Kreutz needs to be the president of football operation. There was nobody else that said that except this guy right here. So I am going to take ownership of that because it's the fucking truth. That said, don't come in here saying they got to do this. What do you guys think? We're the other ones. We broke down all these players. We broke down these fucking players here. All the tackles. Who is my guy? Tevin Jenkins. My dad's guy. Borum. We got both of them. Yeah. Hufunga. We wanted Hufunga at safety. He's now with the fucking 49ers. Those same fucking blog boys, Shane. Kyle Shanahan's gone. He sucks. No, best coach in the league right now.
Can't trade Hicks, guys. He's a free agent. You don't own his rights after the last game. It's not the way that it works.
You have to fucking. I would obviously you fire Nagy tomorrow. You start the process just like the Raiders and the Jaguars will. Then you're gonna get an understanding of what.
Sonny, man, you can't be serious, dude. They don't need to fire everyone.
Oh my God, Sonny!
I don't know everyone. The whole staff has got to go.
The Spark. The Spark is firing inept.
Fucking Spark? What Spark?
That is the Spark is launching everybody. I don't.
Yeah. Oh my God!
I don't get
it. I am 100% Kreutz over Trace. Kreutz is going to be the fucking strong emphasis on football, guys. We don't have to, me and Olin don't agree on Sam, but everything else I agree with him on. About talking to everybody, doing the weight stuff, challenging these guys to see what. If you missed the Olin Kreutz last appearance, where me and him go toe to toe, and people whatever manipulation, I have so much respect for Olin. Wouldn't I if I'm telling you that he should be the president of the Bears? I mean, that's the enough respect. We don't agree on Sam Mustafa, but again, I understand he has a personal interest. He might be a little biased with Sam because he's working with him. So I'm not going to hold that anywhere accountable on Olin, but I believe he's the guy that's going to say, Ted, fuck you. Get the fuck out of him. Like he is this is what the Bears need. You saw it tonight, a swagger, a toughness. Yeah, Nagy finally was maniacal tonight, but it's too late. It's too late. Nagy became a coach when all of your players are out of your secondary. Well, maybe those players should have been properly held accountable when Berlissimo, Shane, Cars, Phil, Coach O, all are saying this guy isn't tackling. Look at they don't confused. It's a critical third down at 8. They don't know their assignments. That's when you bench people. It's the same guy that keeps putting shitty receivers out there. You're telling me there's not somebody better than Damiere Byrd? Somebody. Is there anybody better than Damiere Byrd out there as a free agent right now? I mean, come on. This guy makes that fucking one catch. And he drops the punt and then has the audacity to think he's going to change. He didn't want no part of that next 3 punts. And the Bears D was playing all out tonight.
Yeah, they were
all
hungry.
out.
I mean, they want a spot. They aren't the highest paid guys in the NFL. They're the bottom feeders right now, so that they want to earn it. They want to get that. I was shocked these guys came out firing like that. I mean, even a guy that has regressed as the season has went on in Ogletree, in my opinion, he flatlined. He was out there laying some lumber, and you love to see it. I mean, Thomas Graham, hey, got to continue it next week in Seattle on the road.
Can't crown him right now.
No, fuck
he
that.
Played a great game tonight. Now you build off. They
obviously thought enough of you to draft you in the 6th round for a reason, but part of it, and I think Lester Whitfong had a point. You know, he sat out the 2020 season because of COVID concerns. Not that he had COVID, but he sat out his college season. So
his senior year,
you guys know how it is. It takes you sit out any amount of time when you're an athlete like that. It's going to take you some time to get back in it. And Phil, you yourself on this network during the preseason were not a Thomas Graham fan. Didn't like what you saw. Sometimes it takes these guys a little bit longer to get acclimated to being a professional on and off the field. And I know the big thing tonight in the chat room and on Twitter is to say Thomas Graham should have been starting. Thomas Graham should have been playing. Let's pump the brakes on that. Hopefully he continues it. He played great tonight, but it's got to do it again next week in Seattle. Do it the week after that and see what happens. But he's another prospect.
You guys, you don't know the cap. You don't. Stop with your fucking capologists in December before Christmas. You don't know. You don't understand how they manipulate the cap. I've said this for fucking 101 years of Bears football that I haven't even been born. The cap is fluid no matter what. The Bears can do and sign. They want to sign $500 million guys and give them $4 million this year and spread
they're going to have
out
about 44.
They can do whatever they're
going to have about 44 million. There's an avenue where they can get to 80 plus.
Exactly.
Yes, they have a lot of guys that are going to be re-signed, but, and I'm not trying to be a dick here to the people that may or may not know in the chat, but it's only your top 51 contracts that get counted towards the cap. So you can sign
in the off season.
Yeah, you can sign a boatload of guys because rosters expand to 90 in the offseason. They go from 53 to 90. You're going to have your draft picks coming in. You may sign 10 or 12 undrafted free agents. The Bears are going to be in business, and they're going to be in business a very big way. Unfortunately, one of the guys that I think was going to be a early target for the Bears tore his ACL down in Tampa. I think that was going to be a prime target, and Chris Godwin, a wide receiver. But
I love that was my number one receiver coming out that year. Just for the record.
I saw that shot he took last night. Wow.
Yeah. Then you had, tonight we had Jakeem Grant apparently was a concussion, having to run that toss play to him. We had to get that one in the red zone. All of this stuff just boggles my mind. So don't come in here thinking that the cap and they can't. I've heard that for many years. It takes a very special, the most important thing is getting the head coach. That is, and the president. They have to fucking do anti-Sonny. Sonny's got to run what is that, roller derby league? That's for Sonny, because the Bears have to clean the fucking whole house. Pace gone. George, you got to let Ted go. I know it's going to be kisses
Pace,
and hugs.
I think Pace, he had along the lines, he has hit on some later round guys, and he has brought some good players in here. But you've been here since
paid $18 million for Mike Glennon.
You've been here since 2015. You haven't won a playoff game. You've had one winning season. So you're spinning your wheels in mud at this point. The Chicago Bears fan base is intoxicated by, just like Sonny said, we need a spark. They need something brought in here. Well, Khalil Mack was the spark. It didn't fucking last because you're not doing everything else on the outside of it to continue it, to go forward with it. The Bears need a different direction starting up at the top, and we've been talking about it for years. You run this back with Ryan Pace. He's got his fingerprints on everything, just like Matt Nagy does. All of these guys have to go. I think hopefully ownership realizes it at this point. Adam Hogue talked about it, and he said that there's, lots of smoke out there that the Bears are doing their due diligence on general managers along with head coaches. But the problem is, who's going to be up above that? I happen to think that George McCaskey probably likes Ryan Pace and wants him here with a different title. Do I hope I'm wrong? I do, because I think they need to have a clean sweep from top to bottom.
Pace has got to go.
I agree.
He's in the way. That I saw someone, they'll never hire Olin because the McCaskeys can't handle. Well, that's exactly the remedy. It's who you can't handle. If it's Rex Ryan that has the right plan, I know a lot of people cringe, but he's the anti-McCaskey. It needs to be somebody that is all about fucking football and winning. That is the remedy to get the Chicago Bears to where they are. And when you say, no, we didn't win a Super Bowl with Lovey. We teeter-tottered. We got there and we lost. And then there was a
downhill fall.
Yeah, downhill fall. And then there was a very untold story about Lovey firing Ron Rivera because Ron was getting so much notoriety for that defense that year. And after you went to the Super Bowl, you decided to fire Ron Rivera? It was the least of your problem.
And he brought in it. Who did he brought in? His best friend,
own guy,
Bullet Bob Babbage.
Babbage was, and that was like this: great defense to mediocre defense. Bob might be a great coach. Bob might know everything, the fundamentals.
He was a great linebackers coach.
But there's no fucking way you fire Ron Rivera. That kind of stuff should not be forgotten in the Lovey story. Dick Duran, same thing. Mediocrity at best. Mark Trestman, you know the story. Players didn't respect him. They didn't respect him. They put Mel Tucker in a terrible situation. Got to get the politics the fuck out of this.
Mel's not in a bad situation now. $95 million for Michigan State.
Exactly.
He just signed for.
Is he a good coach? My father and I met Mel Tucker on the sidelines in Cleveland. And when Sam Rutigliano says that's a good coach, he's just in a bad situation, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen to my uncle. So Mel is where he is now. The Bears, you haven't won. We've broken this shit down, and I'm repeating, from Ted Phillips, Cars was showing you stats since Ted Phillips has been here. Forget about beating Green Bay. That's just like the cherry on top of why. It's no consistency, lack of fundamentals. Tonight, you saw a pussification of your offensive line in a jailhouse brawl where your quarterback is taking cheap shots. Your center is holding his chin strap or his mouth guard, watching as the fucking Viking guy takes the... No, that doesn't sit well with me. I would embarrass the fuck out of him on the big screen to explain why our rookie is taken up for this guy and no one else. And you know what? The officials screwed over Jenkins because he went over there confronting them. Yeah, they're shoving. But then Sheldon Rankins throws a fucking punch right at Jenkins' face. Not Sheldon Rankin. Is that his last name? Rankin? Whatever. Shelton. Whatever their defensive lineman punches Jenkins right in the face. And Jenkins defends himself. And the flag goes on. Should have been offsetting penalties. And you would have seen the culture change. Instead, we got a Fetty yelling at him like he's your little brother doing the wrong thing when he's the only one standing up for his mother. How many of you would go back into the house that's on fire to save your mom? Look at yourself in the mirror. That's the coach I want.
Justin's up, Phil, if you want to hear from him. Grab the audio.
We just have to correct it.
What was supposed to happen on that one? And where did things go wrong?
They just guarded it well. I mean, we called the play and they played a good defense. It's that simple. But yeah.
Was the plan for it to be a naked boot with you running for it?
Nah, the play was meant for Mooney, but they were in cover 2. Corner sat on it and he didn't move. But yeah. And I mean, I had an opportunity to go a little high-low, but of course, at the perfect time when Mooney was open, I wasn't looking. I was looking for the over coming around. But yeah, I mean, they just called up a great defense for that play.
What kept you from throwing it?
You got a shitty coach,
What did
Justin.
you see that they kept you from throwing it down LA?
Well, I wasn't looking at him when he was open, and then when I looked back at him, he was covered. So it's just timing of football.
So he wasn't the first read?
He was the first read. The corner was there, cover 2.
First read, he said.
Just told
he's playing cover 2. He fucking turned to his second read. Hog, Hogue, whatever the fuck.
To the corner,
Are you listening?
to the over route. And
he
when
turns
I
to
took
the
corner
over
and the
route.
over route, the corner backed
When he
off a little
comes
bit.
back
Then
to
when I
him,
got back
he's
to
got
Mooney,
pressure
the
on
corner
him.
came back.
So he
So,
gets
again,
fucking stacked. It's pretty
But no,
simple.
that next time, if I see cover
It's
2
the
off
coach
rip,
that
just
put you in there.
boom, go low, high, low, right down, get the corner to move back,
Jesus
and then
fucking
hit Mooney
Christ.
flat. But that's just an instance where you learn.
Justin, it's obviously life in the NFL, but how frustrating is it when you can play like that? You guys, I'm sure, repped it tons of times. You have your different options, and they just have the right defense.
I mean, yeah, it's football. You win some, you lose some. I think that's
We lose a lot,
name of the
Justin.
game. So
win some,
you got to give credit
lose
to
a
them
lot
at the end of the day.
in
You can't just be
Chicago.
all us, but again,
We got over
I think overall,
1,100 of you watching
live
live.
with
Can you
turnovers and
please
penalties, and I
smash
think
the
if we
like
get rid of those,
button?
then we win the ball game. But
Do us
yeah,
that
I mean,
one
at the same time, you do have
favor.
to get the defense, credit. Sometimes they're gonna.
We're
up
up late
play
into
well.
the night, breaking down the best show ever, right? Always keeping it 100 on Bears Hour Live. Thank you,
I told
Sergio.
him, I like what he did there, and I
Thank you,
appreciate it. But at the same time,
GCA.
he's got to be smart. But I mean, I definitely love the
You
mindset,
gotta
and I
start
love
opening up the
him
money
sticking up for me.
chat,
I mean,
Shane.
I think
Praising
that's
Jenkins.
what we need more
Yeah.
of. But I just told him, I love it, but just do it, between the whistle.
We need more of that.
Justin, you obviously taken a number of hits before the one in the end zone where you went up to the ref. What did you tell the ref that got the flag ultimately?
Thank
I don't
you,
know if he saw me
Zachary
take a knee.
Rivera.
I told him I took a knee because
Thank you, Sydney.
the snap count was messed up. So I took a knee and then I stood up, but he hit me. So I don't think he saw that. So I was just trying to relate it to him because I don't think he was about to call a flag for But that's pretty much what I was trying to say to him. Is just I took a knee, then
Jimmy
body slammed,
Jam.
So yeah.
Justin, on that fourth down throw to Darren Mooney in the corner, did you feel that you put enough air on that pass, or you put too much air? Do you think you did enough for it to have been a catch?
You're talking about the one where his foot, like he caught it, but he was out of bounds?
Shin was probably down.
I think I put the ball in a place where the only place it could go. I mean,
He holds the ball, it's a touchdown.
If he caught the ball on the ground without it moving, it's a catch. And we're talking about it on highlight shows.
Nah, we actually tend not to do that. So, it's happened so many times, situations where you're down and players.
That was the one thing that didn't give you an explanation of it.
Play like you're down because you're not going to.
Right.
Fumble
They
the
just
ball.
said
It's
it's
It was an incomplete pass.
Greasy said I would have liked an explanation there.
Yeah.
His
That
nose
would've been-
keeps popping out because he has his mask on upside down. That's why.
Montgomery along the left side. I was right before the field goal got blocked. What's going wrong there? Was David where he's supposed to be? It seemed like.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. That route is supposed to be at 8 yards. I think he ran it at 8 yards, and I did the correct footwork timing for that throw. But I told David after that play, that's on me and him for not repping that, in practice and getting that timing down because he's running it slower than the receivers do. So if that was a receiver out there on that side, that's a completion and first down. But that's on me and him for not getting those extra reps in practice. And I told him,
The Bears don't deserve teach, that one.
Fields doesn't need to be taught. He's a pro
quarterback.
Come on,
he doesn't do routes on there with us. So
I hate to laugh at
Guess
you,
what?
but good Lord.
Tom
Again,
Brady's
that's the
still
time
being
to throw,
taught.
I'm not waiting for
And he
waiting
loves
for him
it.
to get out of his break. I'm anticipating
That's what
where he's going
football
to break.
is.
Is he playing out there because they're so depleted at the receiver position?
No, that was just the formation we were in. Yeah.
Justin, at this point in the season, I know you continue to try to get better at every aspect of your game. What are you most confident about in your game right now?
I think outside the pocket, I think I do pretty well there. And I think when we do,
I wish he would throw his coach under the bus, or
that.
one of these reporters.
Just because we know those players.
What's the connection with you and Jasper Horsted? I mean, what is that? That's
all the
what I
answers
want
are
to hear.
To whatever coverage
Because
they give us to,
we've been calling for this for fucking 9 weeks.
Offense. So I think
it's clear that Jasper Horsted
you guys kind of had a stretch like that where you hit a few
has something that these other tight ends don't have.
Yeah, we just had a 3-by-1 for verse cover 2, and Cole was 1-on-1 with the Mike backer, so no safety split and 1-on-1 with the Mike backer. I mean, and that Mike backer has his back turned. That's the route on there. So I just put it up for Cole, and of course Cole made a great catch on that. So yeah.
Justin, after seeing this defense tonight, what benefits do you think that's going to have in the next couple of weeks? It's got to be still fresh.
Not one
ask about Jasper. They didn't do much of the stuff that we studied on film. I think they played a lot more shell this game.
Tell him Marshall McLean.
I think I'm going to expect what.
Tell him Marshall McLean.
More blitzing
and stuff
like that, but they didn't really bring that much pressure this game.
It's not hard.
Throughout the year, you've had drives that look good, and then they're really good. By penalties, more turnovers.
That's been the story. That's been the story of the year. For sure. I mean, it's just shooting ourselves in the foot. And once we eliminate those penalties, sacks on my part where I should just
when the new coach comes in and we
down to the ground,
correct all those things,
and we start seeing more points come up on the board and more success from the whole team. I thought the defense played great tonight, and they put us in a position to win.
I could have still happening this long into the season.
It's frustrating at this point, and especially with the.
I love how he's a pro's pro answering truthfully.
Just everything. I mean, we're gonna have to come up with something, a punishment during practice, run a lap or something, because that's what we did at Ohio State. If you jumped outside, you run a whole lap. I don't care who you are. So they even had me run laps.
He's asking for accountability. You hear this?
Something to fix that, and
shocker.
I know whatever.
Shocker. The player asking for it.
But he doesn't need to be coached, Phil. He's a professional athlete.
The Bears
If you're new to this network, we had Ryan Nall, running back of the Chicago Bears, on interviewing him, and he broke the news that I was concerned about, and Shane can attest to this because I didn't hear it right away when he said, no, this is the first year our head coach in the offseason, we asked him if he can show us and hold us accountable on the big screen.
Right. Well, I asked Ryan about it, but it was on a Chicago Bears coaches show. Matt Nagy was the one that broke that news. That's why I brought it up to Ryan. Because I'm like, I got a hold of Phil immediately. Like, what the?
Oh, that's how it went. That's
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, is it possible that these guys are not being showed film after their games? And I'm like, oh my God.
And I went ballistic when Shane sends me this audio of it. And I'm like, what? That's like coaching 101. We're going to put your ass on the board to show you if they, Dad.
So everybody, pay pressure. This guy's losing for us. For us.
Exactly.
You don't have to say a word.
Listen to this, what he said. He's like, when we win, we watch it. When we lost, we didn't watch it.
Oh my God. It should be the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. So Phil, real quick, Richard Gordon sent me this tweet. Robert Quinn on the referees. Honestly, some of these calls are getting a little crazy. These refs seem like they're controlling the game too much. They got so many stupid rules. I think they need to check the refs they're hiring and not our coach.
Oh, Robert Quinn's gonna get fined this week, but he's right.
He can afford it. So hey, take one for the team, Rob.
He can afford it.
I got to tell you something.
Yes.
That flag when the guy went through that kid's back and knocked the ball away and got a penalty for that, I couldn't believe it. I said, "What are we doing? We're playing football here. What the heck's going on?" It happened in another game I watched. I watched every pro game yesterday that I could. Oh, it was unbelievable.
I think they're out schemed. They are out coached every week. Jeff Norland, they are out schemed because the head coach schemes it that way, and they are out coached every week. They are soft as shit. This team is a complete reflection of the head coach. Exactly. We've been saying this. The team is a reflection of the head coach. If you're finding this network off of our tape studies that we share on our channel, and credit to my guy Berlissimo cutting the tape, you would want to become a patron, because I'm not joking with you. The things that we've broken down on Patreon are a showcase of pride for Shane, my father, my guy Berlissimo. So just go over there, right there, thetapeneverlies.com. Sign up to become a patron, because we're going to be breaking down the coaching hire. We're going to be breaking down the free agency. We're going to break down the draft like nobody else does. And if you look back, and I know we got to make a little highlight package of it, one with Berlissimo, so you could see that we're breaking down this stuff that needed to be
highlight package with George in it. It's right here.
Don't be surprised, guys. I've got something special for you in my sack.
Yes, he does. He's like Santa Claus. Having something special in his sack. Speaking of sacks, Robert Quinn continues to impress. He continues to do
1.5 away from the franchise record.
1.5 away. I was hoping he was going to get it. He slipped. Did you see it? He's coming, and he
but he knocked the ball
out. No, that one they gave him a sack for that.
Oh, did they?
Gave him a sack for that. Thank you, Barrington. B. McNair. Going to be a patron signing up right now. Guys, we so appreciate the Patreon. We put a lot of time, effort, and energy into it on Saturday mornings. Me, George, and my dad. We won't be doing it this Saturday morning because it's Christmas Day. But we put a lot of effort into breaking down the tape to the truth.
Who's going to be the first one that says, I pay $7 and you fuckers aren't airing anything on Christmas Day?
We're going Sunday. Probably going Sunday, right?
Probably will be going
Anybody
Sunday
post
for
that,
sure.
I'm going to respond to it. I got your guys back. I'll be the Tevin Jenkins. There ain't going to be any fucking flag either.
No, we're going to spend some time.
Give you your $7 back.
Much needed time with our family. You guys, though, our family. YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're almost at 13,000 subscribers. We want to get there. Go ahead, Shane. I'm sorry.
And we're not very far away from this right here. Draft Mob.
That'll honestly be on one former Chicago Bear player said, I learned more football watching you guys break down draft than I did while I was in the NFL. That was his quote. And when I have him on, I'll let him speak on it himself. Just watching the tape, watching us break down some of these guys, just seeing it. And that's all I'm trying to do. I'm not selling a lemon like Matt Nagy, but I'm very proud of the coverage as well as the shows. I mean, this week, Wednesday, we're going to have Doug Farrer on. And from the NFL. How do you say
too many R's?
Farrer. I did. Farrer. Could that be his intro song? That should be his intro. From the Christmas Story. I'll put the music.
We're gonna have him on, and then we're gonna have a little bit of fun. You'll see some TTNL personalities, and we're gonna open it up to some fans. If you're a TTNL patron, you have a chance to come on, chop it up with us a little bit on keeping it 100 and have some fun before we get rolling down Christmas week, or not Christmas week, but Christmas Day. So we expanded it in a big way last year. It's not going to be quite as big this year. Got a little bit out of hand last year, but who knows? Santa might even make an appearance, Phil.
If Santa, we got a special Christmas Grinch, the Ted Phillips Grinch song. We're going to have a lot of fun. You guys come over there. If you're a patron, we're going to have 3 of you, the 3 wise men or women, coming on the show on Keeping It 100 to talk about, all of the stuff after Doug Farrer. And we're going to have a giveaway announcement, Shane, right? This Wednesday, a Justin Fields.
It's going to start on Wednesday. We're going to talk about it, but it's going to be given away on Sunday, I believe. But Steven Johnson from Chi City will be coming on for a couple of minutes, as long as he doesn't end our broadcast live on air like Steven has been known to do. But yeah, he's going to come on and update because Chi-City is doing a Justin Fields giveaway. But we will have more on that on Wednesday.
A patron and you want to be on the show, all you got to do, Shane has it posted on our patron side.
Alfred, hit me up on Twitter.
Hit him up on Twitter.
You got to be a patron to get on, but you have to have headphone, microphone, and a device with a camera on it.
Yeah, you got to have a smartphone with earbuds or the Apple Wire one that my dad has on his.
If Phil's dad can do it, anybody can do it, right, Coach?
Exactly. We're gonna laugh. We're gonna cry. We're gonna have a lot of fun. As Jackal, our boy, would say, be a friend. Richard Gordon saying it. Tell a friend. Those of you guys have really stepped up for Cam Badge. Is it Badge or Beige? It is Beige.
Yeah, we're over $5,000 on his
over
GoFundMe.
$5,000 on the GoFundMe for him. If you're new, Cam has COVID and he's intubated.
Yep.
And we started a GoFundMe. He has been a huge part of this network. And here he's been in the hospital. We have a GoFundMe for his wife has MS. And he was her caregiver. So we've asked anybody to give $1 or just share it to support Cam.
Right down there at the bottom of the screen, you can see it.
It's right there at the bottom. Also, our swag shop is open right here. You can see rocking the TTNL swag. Same with my dad. Look at him keeping it 100. He's excited about it this week. On Wednesday, I'll be rocking these, Shane. These puppies came in the mail. Got to shout out Edwin Lopez.
My son's got a custom pair of Air Force Ones from Edwin also. Yeah, they're Justin Fields and Darnell Mooney, my sons.
Look at that.
So, yeah.
Hey, boys. Like my sweatshirt? The tape never lies. That's right.
That's right. Cap.
Cap.
Cap rocking the swag and supporting us. We really appreciate the support, right, Dad?
Yep.
Absolutely. Yes, I love that picture of you. And I got to shout out Ron G for these background, the Christmas spirit.
Yeah,
our guy Ron G bringing a nice
gonna have
background.
some more. We're gonna have some more on Wednesday night. You can have some updated ones for.
He's gonna have some updated.
Keeping it 100. Yeah.
We're gonna have a lot of fun Wednesday night. We have been answering this question for 3.5 years.
What are the whys?
We told you why. It's you. You're the why. You're the reason why we stink.
Here's the whys right here.
Let's throw curls. Exactly. Throwing curls. Throwing Demir Bird, getting in the red zone. Jasper Horsted has a connection with Justin, and they still couldn't figure it out. In all honesty, I think we've said it all tonight. We would just be dragging this show up just like that. We don't need that, right, Ryan?
He's got excellent get off.
I hope he's got great get off out of town tomorrow. That's where we are, and it's just let's just play this one more time.
What are the whys, right? What are the whys? And so when we all understand what the whys are, whatever that is,
I'm telling you, how stupid is that?
Thank you. That's TTNL right there. I'm telling you, how stupid is that? Well, we don't do stupid here. We try to keep it the best. Keeping it the best coverage. This Wednesday, Keeping It 100 will be live with Doug Farrar. Did I
Farrar?
Two Farrar. I can't.
Two R's. Two R's.
Farrar. I'm excited to talk to Doug.
We'll just call him Doug Wednesday.
You have to write me a script for that, by the way. so we could do an intro for him. We haven't done one of them in a long time, right?
Could be really, really good. It might end up being a Christmas song, like
keeping it 100. Nope.
This is NFL Network.
Hey, this is David Kaplan. Be at 20 for the Bears.
Exactly, Greg.
Oh my God!
This is crazy.
I am in heaven.
If the dude's a fucking pussy.
Concept-wise, his run game doesn't match with his pass game.
This is Matt Waldman.
This is only proof.
This is Paige DeMacco, CEO of the Draft Network.
Rasheed Davis, former Chicago Bears wide receiver.
Hey, my name is Rashawn Whitfield, the footwork king.
What's up, everybody? It's Ryan Nall here with the Chicago Bears.
I'm keeping it 100 with Shane and Phil.
Keeping it 100 with Phil and Shane.
You're listening to my guys Shane and Phil on
Keeping It 100.
Oh my God, Mickey Mouse!
Yes. Oh my God, Mickey Mouse. That'll be live this Wednesday. Then we'll be back following the Christmas. Hopefully you become a patron. Let's go around here. Final thoughts, Shane. Or should we start with my dad?
Doesn't matter. I can do mine quick. Fuck
Go
Matt
ahead.
Nagy. Fuck Ryan Pace. You got to have the clean sweep. You have to. It's about time. It's going to be 2022. Listen, I am not one to put myself out there, and I know that Justin Fields has some bumps and bruises that he needs to get over and things he needs to sort out to be an upper end NFL quarterback. But he's also a rookie that's played in 10 or 11 games with a circus around him. I wholeheartedly believe with every fiber of my being and every, piece of tape that I look at of Justin Fields, believe that he is the guy and he is going to be the guy to lead us at the quarterback position. Matt Nagy, gotta go. Ryan Pace, gotta go. Ted Phillips, I don't care where you go. Just you need to go on the other side of the building, get out of the building, go on a permanent vacation, something. It's time for football people to come in to the founding franchise of the NFL and run this fucking franchise like it should have been run a very, very long time ago. Winning has to be priority number one. You have the quarterback. You have not went out of your way and bent over backwards and turned over every single rock to figure out how to keep this kid clean and protected and do everything in your power to do everything for him to make things as easy as possible. They haven't done it. And why? Because they don't care and because they're inept. It's time. It's time for the clean sweep. That's the one thing that this franchise has not done is launching Ted, launching the GM and the head coach all at the same time. Clean sweep. You're not going to change ownership right now. You're not. You can't fire ownership. You can not show up to the games forever, but this is the next best step. Get a team president, football guy in here, and then go down from there.
Yes. Let's go, Jenkins.
That's confirmed from Adam Schefter also.
Give me a tackle or give me death. There you go. Give me a tackle or give me death. I believe we got one.
You got two of them.
We got two.
Yeah, it's true.
You too.
So, hey, Dad, you're fine.
Well, I think you got to get rid of this guy before the season ends. You can't. You just got to listen. Ownership. I'm hoping somebody's listening to me because I said this to Phil a while ago. When you have a guy like this and he goes all the way to the end, you're going to lose a lot of good players on your team that are going to say, "I can't play here." You got to get somebody that they really respect and know you're going to be accountable next year. Just like that young quarterback just said, he wants people to be accountable. That's what you need. So please, Bear ownership, do the right thing. Get it started. Hire a guy like Harbaugh. Get it going. Get somebody great. Believe me, I think this team is a talented team. And I think, I love guys from Notre Dame You know, Phil keeps putting Mustafa down. He must be a great kid. He probably works hard, but he doesn't have the talent to be a center in the NFL. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm a center. I was a center. You got to make every block. You got to pull if you got to do it. He can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Got your little Mustafa dig in there.
No, I want to protect you because you keep saying it all the time, and I think you're right.
I appreciate it. I don't think I stand up for anything other than what I see. That's my truth. And what I saw tonight was a football team that was undisciplined, that really, the defense really came out to prove a point, and the offense, once again, a Chicago Matt Nagy tradition, like no other, lets down in the red zone. You can't do it. And I cannot emphasize enough how proud I am of what Shane said and spoke, because that is what I was going to say about Justin Fields. So now I don't have to. I just want it on the record that I agree with him 100%. You got your quarterback. You got your left tackle. You got a right tackle. You got a dynamic elite running back. You got Darnell Mooney. You got a Jasper Horsted, and Cole Kmet needs to work. He needs to be much better.
Real quick on Mooney, and I don't, like I said, I know this will fire
He's not
people
a number
up.
one.
He is not a number one.
No, he's not a
on
number
a good
one.
team. Darnell, and that's not a slight towards him. That's fine. That's fine.
Right.
You can't go into 2022 season with Darnell Mooney as your number one wide receiver. Can't do it.
Can't do it. He's Demir Bird is, I mean,
number
you guys
13.
see, yeah, he's
receiver.
not even in the top 5 receivers. And to put, just to showcase,
Trade him to the Damascus car bombs for a bag of urinal pucks. That's what I would do with Demir Bird.
It's a terrible situation when you look at how they've hit on certain things and they completely whiff on what Shane says is important. And that is surrounding this young quarterback with dynamic playmakers. It needs to happen. You've got the tackles. Now Allen Robinson isn't it. Allen Robinson's a me guy. We need a we guy. We are going to do this. And you could already see his connection, Jasper, Darnell Mooney, going together. That stuff is important. As we get through this offseason, we're going to be able to see even more. And I'll tell you right now, I'll text David. I will, or DM him and say, listen, you got to switch that ball hand to the right hand. I'll be on top of him. I know Rashad will be on top of him too. It's just got to get done. But other than that, this kid is legit, and Demo is someone you build with. Defense, you don't trade Khalil back, and you don't trade Robert Quinn. There, you've got the pillar pieces of pass rush. So if you got a quarterback and you got a pass rush, then guess what? You got to get rid of the negativity. And if Eddie Jackson has a coach like a Mike Tomlin or a Nick Saban that says, come here, number 4, fucking sit over there. And still you start fucking tackling. Don't even come out on the football field. If you has that, then Eddie will be better.
Phil, do you want an
Eddie's
update?
got freedom.
Do you want an update from OB talking about the Bears coaching staff after the game tonight?
Sure.
Quarter to quarter, you have to score touchdowns and put points, convert on third down, to win a damn football game in this league. And I'm going to tell you something. This coaching staff is beyond ridiculous. They're leading 53 men who are playing their hearts out, and they're not putting them in a position to win a football game. Let me say it again. They're not putting them in a position to win a football game.
Sounds like Coach O, right? Sounds like you, Coach.
Who is this guy?
That's OB, yeah, Ed Obradovich.
Oh, okay.
Ed and I are speaking the same language.
Yeah,
We need, my final thought, we need to stop the bullshit like this.
Ryan and Matt are men of character. They are both, like Ted, outstanding leaders.
We need to stop that bullshit and start moving towards winning and getting that guy that might make you a little bit uncomfortable because you're, hoity-toity, Mr. What is his name? Flanders over here owning the fucking Bear. Hold up now. We can't say these bad words. If that's when Mike Ditka says, see that, buddy? That's your IQ. So go the fuck out of here with that question. That's coach talk. And you need to have a little bit of that passion and pride. It's not coincidental that Buddy Ryan and Ditka's legacy and the 85 Bears are the best team of all time. It's not coincidence that the guys leading them were two bad motherfuckers. You might not agree with anything, politics that they talk or life lessons, but as far as football is concerned, those guys held people accountable and put winning over their own pride. Until that happens with the Bears, we're going to continue to see a meddling, completely joke of a franchise. And you saw a Super Bowl talented football team not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, 5 times, not even go and do anything in the playoffs. It's a shame, but it is what they are. For Shane Marsaw and for my dad, Coach Atoshin Sr., I'm Draft Dr. Phil. We'll see you on Wednesday night. Hopefully you become a patron. Sign up right there at the bottom or right here. It's always there. TheTapeNeverLies.com. Here's Fire Nagy to end us off here from Cool Kennedy and myself. Get it out there one last time. Hopefully it'll bring some energy for tomorrow.
The offense put up historically low numbers. Second worst offensive production in terms of net yards. I think it was 47 net yards.
Yeah,
thoughts on what you saw?
In the last 29 games, Coach Nagy's offense, when he is calling plays, they're averaging under 18 points a game.
You don't know football if you're sitting out there defending the shoe salesman.
He should be fired tomorrow.
Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Yeah, Pace better put a fire to his ass like when Claudio smokes and puts fires to the grass. Lord knows I'm done with this guy. 4 years just to find out he's not that guy. As I fast forward through the post-game presser, I avoid Nagy's speech, cause I can't afford depression medication. Know the wise and don't take meditation. I love when the Bears win, but I press pause on celebration. I hope the play card ain't in his hands. The other team can see Nagy calling curls from the stands. And blog boys trying to stick with their narrative flaws. And Matt Nagy trying not to give a play call.
Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Matt Nagy's like a virus, relentless infection. Loves to run his plays, gimmicks with no protection.
Excuses always given.
Corp slogan for direction. Dude, not a football coach, more like a politician. No accountability, no plan of attack. Offensive guru, can't beat the pack. Shit's whack, no slack, never bring the Bears back. Coach hack, no hat, stabbing his quarterback. Looking for the wise, but never in the mirror. Now the world is catching up to what we mean clearer. The mom and pop shop, never finding the identity. Collaboration says you're better off higher Shane and me.
Everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go. Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Fire Nagy now. Fire that fuckhead Nagy. Fire Nagy.
Let everyone know Nagy must go.
Fire.
It's simple football. It's simple. Run the fucking ball. Get under center. You can't run boom. You can't run RTO if you aren't demanding your team to run. You as the coach and you're running fucking shoot arena football league. Fuck. It's an embarrassment. It's shoe salesman.
Fire Nagy.
There's hope, guys. There's hope.
Thank you for watching Bears Hour Live.
the best post-Bears game show on the planet, on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Hey, we're still here on the post-game show. Surprise! If you're still watching, all 534 of you, I want to wish you a happy holiday.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking